Hey everybody!
Welcome,
Welcome
explorers.
to D&G Explorers.
We are here today. It is February 27th. It's actually my oldest brother's birthday today.
Yes.
So happy birthday, Alex.
Yes, happy
We won't say
birthday.
his age because that also will kind of give a hint to how old I am. But
Oh my gosh.
but we are here today. We have a great show tonight. So we hope you guys are going to enjoy it. We have a special guest with us who we met on the Disney Dream in 2016.
Hey, we rhymed.
And Kathryn, introduce yourself for a little bit.
Hi, I'm Kathryn Orr with Moments That Matter Travel. It's just my little travel agency. And I just enjoy helping people book their travel. So if I can help you in any way, let me know. If you have any questions tonight, I'm here to answer anything you need.
Thank you. So a little bit about tonight, you guys, just so you can kind of, I don't see, do we have?
We have a chat going right now.
Okay, so why don't you welcome them first, and then we'll kind of, as more people going on, we'll let people know a little bit about the plans for the show.
So we have Busy Mama Perino. Hopefully I said that right.
Perino.
But I did say it right. And then More Sunshine Please, Jim. Have a great show, guys. You said Alana Zingano. Hi, guys. Excited for the big announcement. Sarah D's Adventures. Hey, guys.
Sandra D's?
Huh?
Sandra D's?
Sandra D's Adventures.
You said Sarah.
Hey, guys.
Maybe I need to clean my
forward
ears.
to your live stream tonight. Blaine, Steve's World, Scott Weber. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I thought it would have two B's, but Joanna Ballas, Katie Burr, Little Oz Laurel, Dave A, and Blaine 2007. So welcome everybody, and we're just getting started. So
hey, we are just getting started.
Oh yeah, we are just getting started. So and this is Kathryn's first time on the show, so this is her inaugural show for us and her to be on the show together. So it'll be a fun show tonight.
Yeah, and a lot of people that are in chat, they actually were on our group cruise that we were on the Norwegian Bliss. So welcome everyone. So a little bit about what we're going to do tonight. We're going to start with a little bit of news, just so we can possibly get a few more people in if they're just coming on. We're going to talk about, because a lot of stuff has been going on lately, but one of the questions that have been coming up is booking directly through the cruise line. So we have Kathryn on today to show why it's an advantage of actually booking a cruise through a travel agent.
Well, we do have a first question for Kathryn. What is your favorite cruise or ship?
Oh, favorite cruise line? Disney Cruise Line. I haven't yet sailed anything other than Disney, but I've done ship inspections on several of the other cruise lines. And everyone I talk to who's done Disney and other cruise lines, they tend to stick with Disney once you go Disney. Yeah. But I'm excited to go on the other cruise lines here in the near future.
We thought we would never go non-Disney, but we did. So Disney Nerd Herders is here. I think I said Katie Burr. If I didn't, yes. Katie Burr. Rob Liebner is here. So everybody seems happy to be watching us tonight. So thank you for joining us. Excuse me. It's been a little stormy and rainy here. We actually have
a lot.
Yeah, we actually have some friends up north, and sadly, their whole town is flooded right now. So
it's up in Guerneville, which is close to Santa Rosa.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers out to them.
Yes, definitely. And there's a lot of flooding back east too, like in Tennessee. There's a lot of flooding that's been going on.
They've been posting stuff on their Facebook, and I just watched their videos, and I can't believe it. It's horrible. So, all right. Hopefully everybody's okay.
So at the end of the show, at the last half of it, we are going to announce the group cruise. So those of you that are waiting,
that's a big surprise.
We're going to tease you a little bit longer with the anticipation, but we've often set some clues if people can maybe decipher what those clues might be. But we are looking forward to it. So hang tight a little bit on that. We're ready to get going on the show. But yeah, I will tell you this. It's been crazy in
Juan Rodriguez. Thank you for
welcome,
joining.
Juan. It's been crazy in the house of D&G Explorers. So much going on. We have this poor guy, he doesn't know what cruise we're talking about because we have 2 cruises that we're going on. We just booked a hotel for our September cruise for out of New York on the Norwegian Escape. 5 weeks after that, we have the Disney Fantasy, which we haven't really done a whole lot of planning for yet. Well, we kind of have because we're going to go to Walt Disney World first and then a couple days after.
See, I even forgot about that. And so much we're doing. I need to make a whole itinerary list.
We have D23 that we've made hotels reservations just recently for. And then also our group cruise, which is going to be September of next year, 2020. We had to do the planning for it. So we looked at all these different cruise lines, cruise ships, itineraries, and we had to make a decision. So we've actually put our down payment down for it. So just a lot. And it was kind of funny. I was talking to Greg about a cruise yesterday and he thought we were talking about another one. And then he got both cruises mixed up. So there's a lot of going on, a lot of excitement.
That,
but see, you don't even remember that.
Between work, once I get home from work, my mind is like fried and all I have is numbers and stuff going through my head all day long. So, but yeah, and we actually we went through Kathryn and everything was seamless. So it was an easy and fun experience with her. So she'll go through all the fun things and all the information everybody could possibly need for now. And then any other questions? So give information on how to reach her.
Yeah, and now that I have wrote my notes down.
Oh boy.
I'll have to go by from my memory, which
finds them.
I have a pretty good memory, so we'll go with it. So a couple of things is just some of the cruising news, which I find is interesting. So as we talk about
we saw some crazy videos. I couldn't believe what I saw.
As we talk about the cruising and things that can happen, one is a few days ago, 2 cruise ships from the MSC, their sister ships, were it was the MSC Orchestra, I believe, and the Poesia or Oesha, something like that. Now I forgot. Sorry.
Don't hurt yourself.
And as the orchestra was orchestrating a maneuver into the harbor in the port of Buenos Aires in Argentina, it lost control and it hit its sister ship. So not too much damage was done. The Poesia, I believe is the name of it. There was very little damage to it. The orchestra did have some damage to the lifeboats, but nothing was really that bad on it. But they had 2 tugboats that were controlling it, and they also had a pilot. So if you guys aren't aware, on certain ports, they'll have a port pilot, and they control the ships into the harbor because they're more familiar with it. Well, that was all taken care of, and somehow the orchestra still lost control, and it hit the other ship. There are videos out there if you guys look it up about the 2 MSC ships hitting. People have done some talks about it, but
then
that was exciting.
Then you have the Norwegian Epic, and this was pretty epic because I guess they had some engine issues and they had to keep going past the ports that they were going to go to, and then they went to San Juan, Puerto Rico. And when they tried to dock it, it took out not 1, but 2. I don't know what you call them, but it's like those little port square pieces of cement, and it has like the long ladder. And it hit it, and then you just see it fall into the ocean. And then, sure enough, it went by the next one. I said it's gonna go. Sure enough, bam! It fell into the ocean. I mean, the whole thing went down.
I don't think it happened in Puerto Rico.
They said San Juan.
Because I know they went there to do some repairs, but they were going to go to Grand Stirrup Key, and they ended up not going. So I don't know if it was there, but it eventually went there. Yeah. It was in the Caribbean.
Yeah, it was horrible nonetheless. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm thinking, who the heck is driving this ship?
Yeah, and as we talk about the terrors of cruising, let's add one more to it. Just today, I believe. The NCL.
But cruising is fun.
The NCL gym. And this is a good reason, guys, because if you've been following our videos, and the very first one, we weren't sure if we were going to make the flight to get onto our cruise from our flight from LA. The NCL gym was going into New York, and because of the gale force winds out there, that they decided that they were supposed to be coming into port, which means everybody who was coming into port, they were going to have their planes, scheduled to go out that day. Well, they didn't come in that day, so they're coming in the next day. So when you talk about travel insurance, those are keys to make sure that you do have that. Plus, you also have to think about all those people which were on the dock and waiting to go on that ship now have to find means for hotels and scramble to get it. So kind of a mess which is going on. But again, you never know what's going to happen in cruising. So definitely always think about getting travel insurance. So we believe in that completely.
They tried to give, for those cruises we were talking about, we heard that they tried to give vouchers. One of them I heard did 60%. I'm not sure which one it was, but they did 60%. And now there's talks of just giving the full percent, like the whole coverage of the cruise towards the next cruise. But and then Carnival, I think, gave a $50 voucher. They had a fire, I guess, on one of their ships. I think it was the Carnival Sunshine, is what
it was. Yeah.
And yeah, so $50 versus what they lost as far as fun and stuff. I don't know if that equivalates, but it's a little crazy.
Yeah. And then the last news, we're going to leave something being lighthearted. It was announced that they have a group cruise, not our group cruise, although I'm sure we often compare ourselves to these 4 characters with our friends, Mike and David, the Golden Girls. They have a group cruise. So,
I forgot about
when
that.
You think Miami. Yes.
I'm still trying to learn that whole song. It's on a Golden Girls episode where they try to make up a song on why Miami is good. I got part of it, but it's a really funny song. Yeah.
So that's coming out in, and I'm surprised. It's actually on the Celebrity Infinity, I believe, is the name of the ship. And usually, unless I'm wrong, it tends, when they do group cruises, like a Star Trek cruise, they usually tend to be on an older ship and kind of a no-name cruise line to get people drawn into it. But that's a pretty nice ship. Any ship for the Celebrity cruise line. So it's February 24th, I believe. And this is the only thing I'm not sure if it's a 5 or 6 night cruise. I think it's a 5-night cruise, and it's out of the port of Miami. And they're going to have some fun things going on. Like they're going to have a bar crawl.
They're going to have karaoke, like a Rusty Anchor type of a thing from the show.
And then, oh, what a Olaf Life dance party or something like that. St. Olaf dance party. So that's pretty fun. They're going to have cheesecake, which is included in it, as well as the unlimited drink package. So I think the prices for, they said a standard room were $1,000, which is pretty much going to be your inside cabins. But they said the deluxe room, which was a balcony, was $1,200. Wow. That's per person. So even if you go by yourself, yes, if you go by yourself, you're going to have to pay double the rate, which we'll explain a little bit later on ours.
I'm going to adopt this from Jim, Chat Check. I don't have the background and all that.
Chat Check, sponsored by More Sunshine, please.
Yes, thank you. So we've had some more.
A lot more.
Yeah, a lot more explorers coming in here. I think I stopped at Disney Nerd Herders, Juan Rodriguez, Alan Carter, Ty Wilson. What, did I say it wrong?
No.
Oh. Our Disney Adventures, Troy Triglown. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. Michelle Phillips, Wanda Byram. It's My Georgia Life. Hey, Linnell, Captain Akron 27.
Akron.
Akron,
like Akron.
Oh, sorry. Captain Akron 27. I think I said Tasia Travels, and I think that's it for now. But welcome everybody to the show.
Did you say hi to Virgie? It says T.I. Wilson. And DSVD 79.
Did I?
Virgie was on our group cruise. She was one of the group cruisers. And, well, not our group cruise, a group cruise that we were on. Blaine, 2007, says, well, it's been a while since I've been on, but I don't see the thongs. Guess Greg is wearing them. So if you have any idea, we had
you'll never know.
The Speedos up there on our wall, which
I was going to say thongs. We weren't going to wear thongs.
They'll make an appearance again. We just have to get back into shape.
I'm sorry, I did miss DSVD
79 from New Jersey.
Sorry about that.
And do we have any other questions? Thank you, Disney Herders, for saying smash the like button. Appreciate you guys for joining us tonight.
Tim says chat check, yes.
That's right. So
Katie Burr is here, and I don't think I just saw her now.
That's the 3rd time you said her.
Was it?
She's from Hawaii. She was also
well, welcome everybody.
Poor Greg. It's been a long day at work.
This is not dilly dilly, by the way. Yes. It's just good old fashioned cherry Pepsi.
It is dilly dilly. Thank you, Jim, for that. So I think we're ready to start the show. So again, welcome everybody. We appreciate you guys joining us. Yes. So we are again a little bit about booking with a travel agent, because I know this has been kind of a subject which has come up on the internet, but booking directly through the cruise lines or not using a travel agent. But to be honest, we don't think that's really fair. And I think there's so many big bonuses that you can do by booking a travel agent. A lot of
positives.
Yeah, I think the number one thing is trust. You have to trust your travel agent. So that's the number one thing. But there's not just one way to book something. There's many different ways to do it. So we have Kathryn on. So again, Kathryn, for those who might have come in a little bit later, explain a little bit about your channel, who, by the way, guys, when we went on our first Disney cruise on the Disney Dream in 2016, our dinner table mates was Kathryn and her husband, Chris. So we've been friends since.
At the time, they were getting married. So
that's right.
Yeah, they were engaged, and then they got married after that.
And then they were in one of our blogs when we went to Walt Disney World earlier last year. We ate at the Boathouse, and they were and joined us for the dinner there. So they're in one of our vlogs. And but Kathryn,
take it away.
Hello. Okay, again, my name is Kathryn Orr. I own a small travel agency called Moments That Matter Travel. And I am, speaking of trust, I have been a CPA for over 22 years, 23 years, a long time anyway. And in the corporate tax field. So as you can imagine, helping people plan their travel is a lot more fun than doing taxes. And I'm also a realtor in the Walt Disney World area in Florida. So I kind of wear a lot of different hats, but that's because of my ADD. So I like doing a lot of different things. So, yeah.
So I'm surprised you haven't figured out how to clone yourself yet.
Yeah.
So, all right. So there's a couple of ways that we were going to discuss using a travel agent. One, Kathryn is going to be our travel agent that we're going through, because we don't want to handle money. We don't even want to get involved in anything like that. And Kathryn is going to be in charge of our group cruise in terms of going through her to do the payments and setting everything up. So what we're going to talk about, say there was no group cruise involved. So one aspect, using a travel agent, and then also including how it affects the group cruise portion of it too. So Kathryn, what are some of the ways, so we're going to kind of hand the show over to you. What are some of the ways that is a benefit that a travel agent, going through a travel agent, rather than us just calling like we've always done, rather than just calling the cruise line and setting things up through them?
Right. When you go through a travel agent, it's a more personalized service. So we can talk with you about what things do you like? What do you not like? What types of destinations do you want? What do you want to do in your free time, like when you're on the ship, if you haven't ever been on a cruise before? And we can take all that information and figure out what is the best cruise line, what is the best ship, what's the best itinerary, and what shore excursions you might enjoy doing without you having to put in numerous hours. Or when you call a cruise line direct or another vacation, just the mass vacation websites like say Vacations to Go. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but it's not as personalized. So they're just going to say, what do you want? Okay, we'll book you. Okay, we're done. And they'll send you your confirmation, and that's pretty much it. Another great advantage of using a travel agent is that, until you go up to final payment date, until you make that final payment and it's a hard date, I'll be watching out to see if there are any better rates out there. So there may be instances where if you pay $200 more, they might give you $300 in onboard credit. Well, in that case, it would be, in your best interest to increase your upfront costs. Or they might have something where it's less than the group pricing, but I haven't seen it yet in the groups that I've done, but there could be an instance where the public rate is lower than the group pricing. So there's I'll be out there watching for you and able to to decrease that price or get you a better value for your money. Whereas the cruise lines, once you're booked, you're done. They're not going to be calling you, oh, hey, we found a better rate for you. I'll be doing that. Let's see. Another is if you have any questions or issues or problems along the way, you can contact me and I can spend the time on the phone with the cruise lines instead of you having to spend hours on the phone with the cruise lines dealing with it. On the other hand, you have to go through me. So the downside of that is, you tell me in a quick manner, a summary of what's going on, and then I spend that time on the phone with them. But you do have that middleman instead of just going straight to the cruise line. So it all depends on how you value your time, really. But I can deal with it for you, and you can go and have your, fun day or working and not have to deal with it. So I can also make any special arrangements for you, contacting the cruise line to, any special celebrations, any special dietary needs, medical issues. I have a group cruise coming up where we have one lady who's in a scooter and wheelchair full time. So making sure she has the right type of room and has everything she needs. Another lady has an oxygen tank. So we have to get the oxygen tank on board and make sure she's well taken care of and the proper signage is up around her room so that anyone passing by knows that there's oxygen in the room. So, these are all things that, you would either have to spend a lot of time on the phone handling yourself or trying to do a lot of research and figure out what you need to do. So any other questions or anything you can think of that I missed?
Well, I think another thing too is, like you said, it is saving time, but there was something, and then I was responding for people to ask questions if they have any questions. But now I got to go back to what I was going to say. Different cruise lines offer different perks. So on some cruise lines, you can offer like stateroom credit for like a Disney cruise, or you can't do it flat across on all the different cruise lines, but you can definitely offer perks. Or, depending on what cruise, you can offer them different things.
Right. And something else I can do is, what the cruise line's not going to do is they're not just going to randomly give you, say, a welcome gift or give you a surprise during your cruise. That might be something that I do when you're on the group cruise. So, or just in general, if you book with me anytime, I tend to always give something back. And it's always individualized as well. So whatever will work best for you is what I'll give you. And like Derick said, on the Disney cruise, it's often just onboard credit, so you can spend it however you want to spend it.
Awesome. We do have a question, which is a really good one because we're actually going to discuss this. So this is a good timing. Do you have to pay extra if you book through a travel agent?
Oh,
and that's from Jim from More Sunshine, who is our support channel that we work closely with.
Nice. Well, thanks for the question, Jim. No, you don't have to pay any extra. Some travel agents do charge a nominal fee, $25 to $50, I believe. I don't, so I don't even really pay attention to what other people do. But, and that's up to them to charge that. But no, I don't charge anything, and most travel agents do not. We get paid from the vendor. So the cruise line or the tour company or whoever else we're dealing with. If it's a separate shore excursion trip, anything like that, that's how we get paid. But the travelers don't pay at all. And you'll also often, sorry, Gregory.
No, you're good. You're good.
We'll also can get you, we can make sure you're getting the best price, like I said, and then also we'll be reviewing all the different options for, what types of items can be combined, what promotions can be combined. And sometimes the cruise line reps aren't looking out for you that way. They're just like, well, okay, what do you want? Okay, we'll book you on what you said you want. But that might not be the best thing for you.
I was just saying, Sandra D's Adventures commented, having someone looking out for rate reductions and or possible credit is amazing. Never knew this was a thing. Good to know. So, you know, they're getting good information on things that they didn't know about, and that's a good plus. So
yeah, and going along with what Jim said, I was always like questioning, well, what's the incentive? Because, you know, a lot of travel agents were saying they don't get paid for doing this, and now I thought, well, why are you doing something if you're not getting paid? And it's a love to do, but the cruise lines add this as part of their, when they pay out, it's added into their cost. If you book directly through them, obviously that money is never changing hands because it's being directly from us, who may not go through a travel agent directly to the cruise line. So the cruise line doesn't have to pay it out. But if you're going through the cruise line, that money is also in there. So the cruise line pays the travel agency or their host travel agency, and then it gets back to them. So for us as a cruiser, there is no additional charge for that. So I didn't realize until recently that that's how that worked. So also, just you guys, well, we're kind of at a stopping point. We have a lot of great channels in here. If you guys haven't checked each other's channels out, yeah, please put creators in the chat. There's so many awesome channels. Want to give some special shout outs to Rob Fuzz, who's been a huge supporter of us. He's been doing a lot of work system wise, getting our lighting and some of the technical stuff. So special shout out to Rob Fuzz, because I don't know if we've really thanked you enough for all the support that you do for us. And I know that he had come by on to say hello. So definitely check each other's channels out. You know, we appreciate all you guys, and we want to give you guys a shout out and a credit for it too. Also, Kathryn with Moments That Matter just started her own YouTube channel under the same name. So definitely we'll put the information down below at the end of the in the description of this live feed. So you guys, if you haven't already, you can check out her channel on it if you guys have more information on it.
I think she said, is it this Saturday you're doing something special at the parks?
Yeah, this Saturday. So I have a whopping 1 video on my channel. So like you said, I'm just literally getting started on the YouTube channel. But I am going to go to Magic Kingdom before rope drop and go in and do several different, you know, live cam where I just set the camera down and film for 30 to 60 minutes. Just so, because a lot of people, I guess, like to have that ambient noise and watching in the background, you know, when they're doing other stuff during the day. Yeah. So it'll just be, I'm just going to introduce it and then let it roll just to see what kind of, you know, what do people like. So
I wish more people did stuff like that. I look for podcasts and things with like just the background noise and, you know, the honking of the horns as the trolleys and the cars go by and stuff.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to find anything like that. And I think you said the same thing. So I'm glad you're doing
now
that.
There'll be stuff out there for that.
Yeah.
So.
Ed Tolson Jr. says he's trying to be a creator. So anyone out there, if you guys, we believe in paying it forward. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us through one of our comments in the videos, through our Facebook page, D&G Explorers. Reach out to us because we're here to help you guys. We definitely don't know all the answers. We've been doing our channel. We started releasing October 14th in 2017. So we're still pretty new to everything, but we definitely want to support other channels. So we're here to help you guys. So pay it forward is all that we say on that.
Sandra D was saying such a great community of travel lovers and creators you've brought together.
That's what I love.
We have everybody's cruising together.
Channels or people that follow cruising stuff, and then you also have the Disney family side of it too. So it's awesome to have everyone come together, which is what our goal was when we were doing this. So Kathryn, is there anything before we kind of look at the group cruise perspective, and that's probably more how we looked at things when we were choosing you as our group cruise, but anything else that you can think of, or if there's anyone that has any other questions about traveling using a travel agent, please put those in. And anything else you can think of, Kathryn?
Oh yeah, along with that, the personalized service, also the budgeting. You know, when I talk to you and go over, you know, the things you like and dislike and to do and whatnot, we'll also talk about budget. So I won't be, you know, if you want to do it a quick cruise and just keep it as you know on a low budget, I'm not going to recommend you do a Regent cruise. So not to worry, we will talk about budgets so you get the right cruise line for you. So, and then also, I just want to say that, yeah, when my husband and I met Derick and Greg, we just had a blast, and it was only a 3-day, or well, 3-night cruise on the Dream, and it was way too fast. But it's been fun staying in touch.
Yeah, and oddly enough, or fun enough, we actually met when we were in our secret identity superhero costumes. So so it was a Halloween type cruise on a Disney Dream, just really quick. And so we wanted to be our favorite superheroes, so not necessarily Disney, and not everybody was a Disney character. It was actually Pirate Night, but because it was Halloween kind of thing, you could be whatever you want. So I was Superman, and Derick was my sidekick, Robin. And we got people that were cracking up and saying, "Here's Superman and his trusty sidekick, Robin." And they're like, "Oh, I must have forgot or must have missed that memo." But I mean, kids were coming up, taking pictures with us and everything. So it was a lot of fun, and we just had a blast with Kathryn and Chris. There was another a couple more couples there as well that we have on our Facebook, and we talk to every now and then. So it was a lot of fun.
There's one bad thing about them. They're New England Patriots fans, but that's a story for another time.
What's wrong with the Patriots?
Okay, Buffalo Bills.
I can like more than one team.
Michelle Phillips says, "Can you guys put her travel agent information in the description box?" Definitely, we will be happy to do that. So Tweety came on. So Tweety Hillary. Thank you for thank you for joining us, guys. All right, and Chris, Florida Lifestyle Team powered or brokered by
Chris
EXP.
Is here. It's Chris. Kathryn's husband.
Yes. He wasn't allowed in the room, but he's allowed on the chat.
So I was going to say he could have come in the room before, but then I guess Kathryn said no because he'd make too much noise or something.
So, all right, you guys, as we get going along, because I know we also want to discuss the group cruise that people are probably waiting for, but the group cruise aspect and using a travel agent. So we can answer that. One, this is our first group cruise. We went on a group cruise.
Well, our first group cruise of actually doing it ourselves. Correct. Yeah, leading it, putting it together.
So we're incredibly inexperienced. Sorry. We have.
It's our first one, but we're incredibly experienced.
We have.
What did you put in that
by the end of this year, we will together have gone on 4 cruises, and then we will have the 5th one, which is going to be the group cruise. So we're still getting adjusted. We've now gone beyond Disney. We've gone to different other cruise lines. We won't announce the other one, but is it going to be a Disney? Is it going to be NCL? But we'll find out. But there's just a whole lot that you have to learn. And to be honest, in terms of the money, that aspect scares us. So we didn't want to say, hey, this is where we're going. There's so many different ways, because I know like Cruising with Wills is doing it a certain way. Lalito Loca has been doing it another way that when they do their group cruises. And we knew there was different ways, but for us, this is one that we felt most comfortable with. One, because we know and we've met Kathryn, wanted to support her, and we wanted to alleviate some of that stress of organizing everything and letting her do everything for us. So that was the big win. Group cruises are fun. The last one that we were on, the people that you meet on there are awesome, and they're on our group chat right now. So it's great to to still continue that relationship, and that's what we're looking for. We now have just gone over recently 1,000 subscribers, which you think is pretty small in terms of the bigger schemes for maybe doing
That's
a group cruise.
That's an accomplishment for us, though.
It is, but not, not to belittle us, but to be announcing that we're doing a group cruise with 1,000 subscribers, where the other ones that are doing it are probably like 3,000, 4,000.
By then, that'll be our 6th cruise, actually.
Yes.
At that point.
So we wanted to do it. We wanted to meet the people that support us, because they are so much fun, that we thought it would be a good thing to do. And, traditionally we are very shy people. So for the fact that we're going to be in the spotlight and leading a group cruise, shows a lot about how far we've come as a channel, but even as ourselves. So
I don't know who you're joking or kidding around. I don't think you're shy at all.
I used to be terribly shy, but I'm a lot better now. But
if anyone's shy, it'd be me.
Oh yes. So that was some of our reasons. But we've been actually with Kat, we've been planning this for a while. We've looked at, again, different cruise lines.
Thank you, Jamie from Sharon at Sea.
Hey, welcome, Jamie. We've been looking at Carnival. We said the dirty word for Greg. Carnival. We even looked at their ships. We looked at Royal Caribbean, Disney. The NCL, we were seriously looking at the Encore, and we made our decision before they even made their final announcement, because they had a block in September and October where they were going in 2020. They didn't have it listed until just recently. But we were throwing ideas with Kat, and she was incredibly patient with us as we were trying to decide. And then we actually came across with the decision. But Kat, from other people's perspective, what can you do as a travel agent to help us with the group cruises that people choose?
As in, like, helping you decide what cruise line you want and what ship?
So, like, your role in the process.
Yeah, I'm here to help you decide, which we spend a lot of time on the phone, going over the different options, different itineraries, different pricing, different ships, all kinds of stuff. And like Derick said, it took some time, but we wanted to make sure that it was the right choice. So, in going forward, I'm here to help each person get booked, and any questions you have along the way. I will definitely highly recommend travel insurance, like the guys were saying earlier. But that is a personal choice. And, if you have issues that come up along the way, and then again, like I said, I'll be watching out for if there's better pricing out there. And if you find better pricing, feel free to, reach out to me and ask me about it, because I will check into it. If you see a better deal on, like, Vacations to Go, let me know. I'll call them up and I will price out exactly what they have, because sometimes they'll have a low lead-in rate, and then they'll have all these benefits that you get, but those two don't go together. Their low lead-in rate doesn't have any perks with it when you call, but you don't know that until you actually make that phone call. So I'll do all that legwork for you and make sure that you get the best pricing.
And we had discussed that because the cruise line that we went with really doesn't offer a whole lot of perks like some of the cruise lines do. Like, for example, Disney doesn't give any perks at all. NCL, they offer the free at sea. So different cruise lines handle things differently. It's not always going to be the exact same thing. But I think from us, the big, like what you said, it's the promotional thing, to know that we have a group cruise booked. But if something comes up better, that's what's going to be, you are going to keep track of that. And that's awesome for us to think, hey, 3 months down the line, there might be a better deal for us. So, right. So that's really exciting on it. We had a couple of other people that jumped on. Alpha Traveler 1, Kenny, thank you so much for joining us.
Kelly Haston.
Yeah, Haston.
And
also Jane Dow. Mm-hmm. And MJ Draft I saw earlier on there too. So
Jane Dow doesn't think that we're shy.
Dilly. That's not why we're not shy, because we dilly, but we just have fun. But is there anything else, Kathryn, that you want to talk about, like the advantages of booking with a group cruise?
Oh, well, in particular on this cruise, we will get a $50 onboard credit, if that's okay, if I'm not like revealing too much here. You'll get a $50 per room onboard credit for booking with the group. And to get that, though, you do have to book by March 25th of 2020. So as long as you book by then and put in your $500 room deposit, that's when you'll get that $50 onboard credit. And then the guys have some other specials that will be determined in the future, and they can talk about that. But you won't just get $50. There'll be some other benefits of going on their group cruise in particular. So, right. And then also better pricing. So this other group cruise, I can't remember what numbers I came up with this one, but another group cruise I'm doing, the group pricing was $340 less for the balcony stateroom. So other than, if you just called up and booked the room. So it was $340 less, plus they got $100 onboard credit. So, which you wouldn't get if you just called in to book individually. So.
Well, I think unless there's nothing else that you want to add, kind of, like the role of what you're doing for the group cruise, I think we're ready to announce
I think we should do some hints.
Hints?
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Because I don't remember the name. I was like trying to look it up, but I don't remember the name.
Do they want a big hint?
Yeah, well,
a really big hint.
The hint that I'm talking about has like trees and a whole shopping area. What was it? I don't know the name of what they call that, but you liked it. They also have really good shows. They have looks like
you're gonna give it away. We should just announce it.
No, I'm not giving it away. They have what did we do? The race cars, the go-karts.
Go-karts.
They have really good
they're
shows,
bumper cars, I think.
Like hairspray.
You just
so I didn't give it away. So I think maybe we should just say it then. If nobody wants to try to hint at it. Let's see. Okay.
Just move on. They already took care of it. Thanks, Bob and Ashley. So let's announce it. You guys, pretty close. Taser's getting close. We decided to do the Royal Caribbean, and it is the biggest ship in the world. It is the Symphony of the Seas. So it's currently the largest ship in the world, although I just heard that Royal Caribbean has just put in an order for a ship, which is going to be even bigger.
That's pretty scary.
But currently, this is the one that we're going on. And there's so many reasons for it. One of the drawbacks is $500 deposit is huge, which is what you have to put down. That's a big money. And I know Carnival does that too. But like a lot of times for NCL, you can put a deposit down for like $25, $50. It's can be very low. And I know some other cruise lines will offer, the promos, but $500 to put a deposit down is a big undertaking. But so that was one of the drawbacks that we were doing. And also we've never been on a Royal Caribbean cruise. So we were looking heavily at either a Disney, because we were familiar with Disney, and also the NCL. We really wanted to do the Encore, and we probably would have done the Encore if it was going in the Caribbean. We didn't want it to go to the Bahamas like it is going to be doing. Like I said, they didn't release for some reason September and October, but they did November and December. So we were kind of up in the air of what were they doing in those 2 months? Were they going for a little quick rehab? But they finally released those dates. But we just decided, you know what? Let's try something completely different. One of the ports that I've always wanted to visit is St. Martin. So it leaves out of Miami. It's a 7-night cruise. It leaves out of Miami. It's going to go to St. Martin. It's going to go to St. Thomas. And it's also going to go to Coco Key, their private island. And by then, because we're talking September 2020, September 26th to be exact as a date.
Sharing it. So he was saying dates. We want dates. Please say end of May.
No,
I'm sorry, it's
September
not
26th. And another thing on that, we know there's a lot of cruise lines or cruise YouTubers which are going on the Mardi Gras about the same time that we were going, and we seriously thought about it. But then we thought, you know what, if we're going to be hosting a group cruise, that's probably not the best time to do one on the Mardi Gras and plus it's out of New York. So we wanted to sail in the Caribbean. We didn't want to go back to New York because our escape cruise this September is going through New York and up into Canada. So we wanted to go back into the Caribbean, and that was one of the reasons why we chose the Caribbean Symphony of the Seas, plus Central Park. If you guys aren't aware of it, they have a park, which is what Greg was alluding to. They have a park in the middle of the ship with real trees. So it's amazing.
Central Park, that's the word.
Yeah, the thumbnail that you'll see on it, and that's sent
like Bob and Ashley's ship.
Yes, several of the Oasis class ship. Yeah, the Oasis class ships has the Central Park in it. So we were excited about that. So many things to be excited about, and us being able to go on the largest ship in the world. We thought we couldn't pass that up. And so what we did,
they're saying no, not during hurricane season. We actually went on the Disney cruise ship in September, or in September in 2016, and we did have not hurricanes, but it was raining and stuff. But it was still cool to see Mother Nature at her best. But we had no issues, so I think we'll have a good time.
Yeah, Just Pamela came on. So Just Pamela, if you missed it, it is September 26, 2020, out of Miami, a 7-night cruise on the Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas. So we have 16 cabins set aside for us because we didn't know if we were going to get more people than that. The last group cruise we were on had 78 people on it, and at times people got lost in there just because there was so much.
78 people or 78 cabins?
People on it. There might have been 78 cabins. I think you're right. I think there were 78 cabins. That's a lot of people on a group cruise. We want to keep it smaller, so we probably will keep it at 16 just because we want to be able to spend quality time with everyone. But it also just depends on how things happen, how popular that it is. So
if more people want to go, then why not?
There's different things that we can do, but we have the good news is we're talking about 2020. Now, some people might ask, whom like the Disney side that might not be familiar with cruising, why are we already booking a cruise which is in September of 2020?
You have to plan ahead.
Plan ahead, and the key on that is when they first released the cruises, that's when the prices are the least amount. So as the rooms start to book up, because there's less rooms available, it's supply and demand, the cost of the rooms go up. This cruise wasn't just recently released, it's actually been out there for a while. So if we would have waited even longer, the cost would have gone up. And then if the ship isn't filled up at the end, you can also usually get discounts on that. But for our purpose, we have 16 cabins allotted to us. And if by chance, not all of them are used by May 20th of 2020, then they will go back to the Royal Caribbean. So that's if we don't get to have 16 cabins filled. The one thing, because I know there's some people that are interested in solo cabins, there is no solo cabins on here, correct. So that means if you're traveling by yourself, you actually have to pay the fare for its double occupancy. So it might say $900 per cabin, but that's per person per cabin. So if you're going to travel by yourself in a room that says $900, that means you're going to have to pay $1,800. The only difference is you don't have to pay the taxes on the second passenger. You're paying it on the first. So that's one thing to remember as a solo passenger. It's going to be, in a sense, unfortunately, double the cost.
We do have some people that are going by themselves, or they're interested of going by themselves, but they might be bringing like somebody with them, so that'll help them out also.
Yes, yeah, and if we can do anything, I don't know, people want to share rooms if they want to do something like that, but yeah. So by the final payment has to be done by June, was it 25th? Is that right, Kat? Is it 28?
June 21st.
June 21st.
June 21st of 2020.
Correct. Yeah. So that's still a ways. Basically, the prices right now are locked So that means someone, if they're interested in it, they technically don't have to put any money down, but they do up until May 25th or 20th, because if they don't, then again, those cabins go back to Royal Caribbean. So if people are thinking about it, you don't have to pay right now. Plus, once you put a request for it, they have 30 days. Is that correct, Kat, to make that payment?
Right, right. Once you put your name in, it's 30 days to get the $500 deposit in. And that reminds me of another benefit of the group is you often it's $500 per person for the deposit per one and two persons, one and two, so $1,000 per room. But because it's a group thing, you only have to put in 500 per room for the deposit. So it is a little less than what it normally would be.
Correct. And we were asking because the NCL, when we were on the NCL Bliss, they offered part of the free at sea package. We actually had 4 specialty dinings, and we had the unlimited package that had gratuities included. So that was a completely free package. Unfortunately, right now, with what we have, there is no added benefit.
I'm not worried about drinking that much like we did on the last
one.
With
us hosting a group cruise, I don't plan on getting so dilly-dilly that we would have the package. But so there is no specialty dining included. There is no drink package that's included. But when Kat said the cost from her previous one was about $340, I actually priced it when I got off the phone after we got what our room was. We're getting a balcony. It was about, I'll just say the cost, it was $2,300. And that just depends on, where you're at on the ship. When I did it by myself, it was $2,800. So right now, Royal Caribbean saying if you buy the first one, the second passenger is 60% off. I think that special is still going. But the group cruise isn't doing that. But as you can see, because it's a group cruise, it's still cheaper than that special that Royal Caribbean is doing, because we're guaranteeing 16 cabins. But because we're doing a group cruise, it's making the initial cost cheaper. So from my aspect, what I saw was about $500 less expensive for the same general area on the ship. So that I thought was really good, because it may sound like you're not getting perks, but you're getting a group cruise rate. What were you saying, Greg? You were pointing at something here.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to go over anything.
Oh, we did. Those are the things that we
Brian Edding just came on. Thank you. Cargo 619 just came on.
So what we're doing, again, you guys, our group cruise is September 26, 2020. One of the things, because different cruise lines offer different perks, and they can do different things with it, because I've talked to other channels that are doing group cruises and what they're giving back to their people that are going on it. For 8 cabins, you basically get a passenger free. So for 2 cabins, it's 2 passengers free. Now those are done at the back end, meaning doesn't mean our cruise is paid off. We kind of get credits at the end after our final payment is done. But what we want to do is, we don't want to cruise for free. We want to share that with the rest of the people. So it really depends on how many cabins are booked. If you get 16, that's more that we can share as a group. So we thought about maybe doing something special, like a gift for everybody on the group cruise, but then also using to help share stateroom credit with the remaining balance.
Just depends on how much we actually get total.
And that won't be determined until the end of the cruise, because in our minds, we're already planning on going on a cruise. Let's share it with the rest of the group cruise. That's what's part of the whole thing is about. So that's kind of the plans right now. That's why to go through Kathryn, because if people try to book elsewhere, that's not going to add to our 16. They won't be able to transfer it over to the account. So it has to be booked through her, so we can get 16 cabins, so then we can share it with the rest of the group. So that is kind of the idea.
Also,
and the
she
plans.
Goes above and beyond for you to make sure that everything is set up and you guys don't have anything to worry about. So plus, she's not charging any fees that she was saying other travel agents do. So that's also, a good plus. She's a really good person, and she won't steer you wrong. So
definitely, she has a lot of experience in realty. So how many years? 22 years, you said you were doing it?
Yeah, 22. Well, I got out of I got my accounting degree in 94. So 25 years, got my CPA license 23 years ago.
Gotcha.
So you have to be out in accounting for 2 years before you get a license. And then in real estate for 4 years, and I've had a travel agency for 8 or 9 years. So
definitely
I've been around.
Yeah. Real quick before I forget, tomorrow Cargo is doing something special. It's a gene day. Can someone or Cargo, if you're able to do it, the video that you talked about, it's a genetic disorder, that for the awareness of it, about wearing jeans and taking pictures. If you can send that video link, if someone can put that link in this chat, so everyone can check that out and support her. Some of her family, people within her family group, they have this, and it's pretty rare. That I think they're like one of the first few people that have come announced on it. So it's a genetic disease awareness, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cargo. But if someone can post that on there, that would be awesome. If there's any questions about the cruise, guys, there are a couple of steps to do. So if you guys are interested, send us an email. So we're going to go high tech here. This is where to send it to.
And it's backwards, so you might want to read it.
Is it backwards?
It is for us.
Well, yeah, it is. I don't think it is for them.
Yeah, so it looks good on this end.
Okay, so it's the Disney Explorers at gmail.com, because oddly enough, this was going to be our group name, the Disney Explorers, and it wasn't available on Facebook. After we had created the email and our YouTube account, then we decided to change it to D&G Explorers, but we kept the email. So we're also going to put this email in the description. So if you guys if you're interested, let us know. We will send you a flyer. So there's a few reasons why we want to do this. One, we want to know who is genuinely interested in going, and we can keep track, because not everyone uses Facebook.
This organization, basically.
Not everyone has Facebook. Obviously they have YouTube or they wouldn't be here, but this is a chance for us to follow up on who's interested, and we can keep track. Write down the emails. If you guys need information, we'll send that information through emails if that's an easier way than Facebook. We actually have created a Facebook page for the people that are going on this cruise, specifically for the cruise. So when you guys are sign up for the class for the cruise.
Don't know what we're teaching, but okay.
Then we will also give you the link to join it, because those are a lot of fun when other people, like we've been involved with the group cruises and on Facebook, and not a whole lot of planning in terms of what we're actually going to be doing, because we do have 2 cruises before we get to that point. But I know once we get through November 6th or the November 9th cruise on the Disney Fantasy this year, then we're going to start being more serious in terms of what are we looking at for next year, and more of the group thing. So you guys, and again, any questions that you guys for us, I'm going to go through and double check.
Hey, NYC Rocks, welcome.
Hey, it's Marilyn and Frank. Welcome, guys. Dislife, did you say hi to Dislife with us?
Yep. Sure
awesome, guys. Yeah. Welcome. So, new class, dilly, says Jim.
Oh boy, learning how to mix drinks and drink them, Jim. Dilly.
So, Kat, anything that you want to add to this? Did we miss everything out in terms of
leave anything out?
Yeah, leave it. Apparently, I'm falling apart. Anything you want to add before we kind of end it?
Yeah, if one thing about the deposit, the $500 deposit, that is fully refundable until the final payment date of June 21st. So, you can put your put your deposit down, but if something happens, know that you can get that back. If you have to back out, it has to be done before June 21st, but you can get your deposit back. So but at least you'll have your space, and you'll have your pricing locked in, and you'll have your space and be part of the group.
Is there a time? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. What was your question?
Is there a time frame of how long it takes for them to get their deposits back if they have to do that?
Just contact me. I'll contact the cruise line, and it'll be generally 7 to 10 business days that the deposit would go back to the originating credit card. Which also brings up another item is payments. So you'll do payments through a portal. It's all fully secured. I have to obtain it through a password, and then I call the cruise line and give them your credit card information. So, I don't ever take any cash. A travel agent never should take any payments from anyone. We're just the pass-through entity. So we get your credit card, contact the vendor, and pay the vendor using your credit card. So I don't ever see any of your money, just so you can feel a little more comfortable with that. And your credit card's information is encrypted and secured. So no trouble there. If you are concerned about inputting information into the internet on this secured portal, we can just do it over the phone. Not a big deal. So whatever you're more comfortable with. Let's see. If you do want to end up making group plans, I can help and contact the group coordinator over at Royal Caribbean and make group plans for you. So if you want a special dinner, or if you want to do some special cocktail party or whatever, I can help facilitate that and put that together for your group. And for payments, generally I just take your deposit. I mean, give it to the cruise line, and then wait until final payment. But if y'all would feel more comfortable doing a payment schedule, I can set up a payment schedule for the whole group, or it can be individualized. Whatever works best for you. I'm here to help you have a great cruise. And so whatever I can do to help along the way, advice on shore excursions, advice on dining, any type of advice on stateroom location, I can help you with any of that. So we're looking forward to having a fun cruise.
Very good. Very good. Greg, did you want to add anything?
Just that this is exciting. I mean, we hope that, whoever would like to go is able to go. And we're going to be coming up with some fun activities and things. So we're not going to have...
Greg wants to do a drinking Speedo contest.
What?
And I'm afraid where this thing is going to go.
Don't know about that, unless we're using the Speedos as slingshots and you have to make the ball into a drink or something. But yeah, but I think it's going to be, a fun experience for us. There's a lot planned already, so it's kind of like one thing at a time for us, and enjoy things as they come along.
And this is in addition to us working full time, so we have a lot on our plate, plus the weekly videos and the live shows every week. So we're we're all over the place right now. Yeah. But it's fun. We're having a great time.
It's a lot of fun, and we thank all of our fellow explorers and Kathryn for being on the show and giving so much helpful and useful information. And we did start out at 16, but if people really want to go, then I'm pretty sure we can up it some. So, but I think it's going to be an awesome time. But we'll start at 16 and see if we can even fill that up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting everyone that does want to come along. It'll be awesome.
So again, we'll put the email address in here. The flyer we send out will have all of Kathryn's information. This will be in the description of the video, so we can give the link to the cruise, which has Kathryn's information on it too. But we'll also put her YouTube channel in the description down below. So send us an email. We'll send you a flyer, and that will just kind of get the ball setting, and we'll be able to track or write it down, and so we know who's interested in going. So should be fun. It should be a fun cruise. I'm very excited about traveling on Royal Caribbean.
We do have the Facebook page, so if you're gonna be going with us, of course, join the Facebook page and see all the things that we're putting out there as far as ideas and thoughts and, the excitement. We haven't done this before, so it's just kind of like, learning as we go along and just having fun. We belong to some other group, or not group cruise, Facebooks, but like the Disney ones and stuff that were going on. We're with those groups, and they have all kinds of things on there. So
well, and depending who goes on the cruise, like the group cruise, if that's what you're talking about, there's a lot of experienced people, especially by the YouTube channels that are coming along. So it's all a group kind of effort to experience this together. So we're not going to know everything, obviously, but there's we're not afraid to admit that. But it's just the whole point of us having fun together as a group and learning together.
Can you go over the dates again for NYC Rocks?
Yes, the day is September 26th, 2020, and it's going to be it's a 7-night cruise on the Symphony of the Seas, and it is out of Miami, and it is ports of call is St. Martin, St. Thomas, Coco Cay, sorry. And I think those are the rest of the days are sea days. So I think there's only just 3, and I think there's just 3 ports of call that we have.
And three sea days.
Yeah, which we love sea days. Sea days are
awesome. Dave A, this is the email address. Let me get my finger out of the way. The Disney Explorers at gmail.com. If anybody else needs it. So that you can take it down and send us an email.
Yeah, thank you, Sharon at Sea. I think it was Jamie that said that you were on, so thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, we're excited. New York City Rocks, they are releasing their videos right now in the Royal Caribbean, and one of the restaurants that they went to was the Wonderland, which happens to be on the Symphony of the Seas. And I really want to experience it on the Symphony of the Seas. So it's kind of my wish list. That's kind of what I'm looking for.
So Sharon at Cedar, I'm sorry, where was it? NYC Rocks is going in 145 days. They would so do it again. Michelle Phillips wanted to...
The ports again?
Yeah.
So out of Miami, then we're going to St. Martin first. And then the next day, I believe it is... St. Thomas. I think it's 2 sea days, St. Martin, St. Thomas, sea day. The last day before we come back is at Coco Cay, and then we come back to Miami.
And we are actually planning on doing Wonderland. We're looking into that. That sounds amazing.
It's cool.
So
yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yep.
So, and that's one of the advantages of doing the group cruise, booking it through CAT. So all of us can hopefully get into if those people, if the people are interested in going to that and doing that. I don't know what the limits is, but speaking off the top of my head, that's something that we would like to experience on it. We have planned to leave instead of it's a Saturday cruise. Is it a Saturday cruise? I think it's a Saturday cruise.
What day are we leaving?
I think it's Saturday. Let me look at it real quick. We're planning on going a day earlier than we normally would, because we figure if we happens to so we're going to fly out on a Thursday night, so we're going to have all day Friday there, and we're probably going to do something fun in Miami, and maybe as a group if people are coming in earlier, because we don't want to fly in on a Friday and have something happen to us and the people who are leading the group cruise aren't here. So we think it's in our best interest to come in an extra day earlier than we normally would. But
and St. Martin is like one of the big island ports that we're looking forward to as well. So we've got to do St. Thomas, and now we're going to see what St. Martin has to offer.
Yep, can't wait. We're going to get next to that planes that land right over the beach, so you can get blown.
Duck and cover.
All right, guys. I think that's about it. If I don't look like there's any other
questions, please email us, and then we'll just go from there.
And we'll put the information in the end of this video at the bottom of it. So if you guys have any other questions on it. But Kat, last thoughts, questions?
Yeah, just thanks a lot for letting me be here, and thanks for letting me plan your group cruise. This will be a lot of fun. And again, I'm Kathryn with Moments That Matter Travel, and the website is just the same, momentsthatmattertravel.com, and same with the YouTube channel. So those will be also in the description. But thanks a lot for letting me be here, and I'm happy to help in any way I can, whether it's this group cruise or any individual cruise or tours. I've been to Africa. If you have any questions about African safaris, I can tell you about that too. That's pretty awesome. So
awesome. Well, thank you very much. And everybody, I hope you have a safe, fun night.
Yeah, I don't think we said hello to the Mickey Bunch as well as Tina, the cruising librarian. I think we.
Sorry about that.
I hope we didn't miss anyone else, but thank you guys so much. We hopefully answered your questions better today.
Stay dry and stay out of that bad weather. So hope everybody's safe out there.
And I think that's about it. So guys, hope you had a good show or good time watching our show. And remember, as Walt Disney says,
we are just getting started. Everybody have a good night.
Night, guys.
Thank you.